Well, hello there, beautiful family, and happy 2024. I thought it was about time I dropped a little personal note in here on Instagram, just doing a little check-in on the energies that are swirling around at the beginning of this new year. It has been a pretty explosive start to the new year energetically. I think a lot of people are definitely feeling that. And you know, this year of 2024 is like every year, but I think each year just kind of goes up a level from the one before in terms of acceleration for our awakening process, both personally in our own lives and collectively as a planet. I'm sure that you have seen and heard and probably read many of the forecasts and the things that are happening for this year. And I just wanted to give you my take on it and a little reminder about some of the things that you might be experiencing now. And to let you know, as always, that you're not in this alone, that we are all feeling these big energies. How they affect us will be different for everybody. How they show up in life will be different for everybody. But it's there, it's happening, and it's awesome because it's happening for not only for the best possible reason, but it's happening for the absolute transformation of our entire planet. You know, and we may not even see all of the fruits of this in our own lifetime, but for sure over the next couple of 100 years, I feel that planet Earth is going to be a very, very different place indeed, and it definitely is not going to be all doom and gloom. We have to remember that as the top-down structures, meaning all of the old map of the world ways of doing things, whether that be in politics and governments, whether that be in businesses and corporations, whether that be in our own personal lives, old outdated ways that no longer match this new paradigm, this new frequency, that whether you are aware of it or not, we are in it. You know, even people that are completely asleep and have no idea that this is happening, it's happening. So we're moving into, you know, I'm not an astrologer. I don't know a lot about astrology, but I do know that we are moving into what's called the age of Aquarius. And this Aquarian energy ushers in a whole new way. Like when I think of that, my home is, I live in Bali most of the year, but my hometown is here in Byron Bay where I am right now. And there's an amazing place out in the hinterland called Protesters Falls up near a place called Nimbin. This place is very, very famous because back in what they would call the age of Aquarius, you know, the hippie movement, hundreds of people, of hippies back in those days, chained themselves to these huge, you know, bulldozers, excavators to save these ancient trees, and they won. And so we have this incredible national park out there with this avatar-looking, you know, landscape, and it's this kind of rebellion in a way, because as everything continues to crumble and break down, then there's going to continue to be a lot of hidden truths being revealed. And when those hidden truths are coming up, it can be quite shocking for a lot of people, especially people that never even believed or thought that, you know, that outside of what we're being told, you know, from the sources that people trust with the media and all of the things might not actually be true. Then there can be grief, shock, and this sense of rebellion. And we're seeing this happening all over the world, even in, you know, the political wars that are happening and all of the things that are going on in the world. You know, it's very real and it's very devastating, and at the same time, it's kind of a part of this process. It's not easy. And this is not just happening globally, it happens in our personal lives as well. And why does that chaos happen? Because in nature, for there to be evolution, for there to be change, there has to be chaos. The old structures have to be broken down. For something to evolve, first of all, whatever is not serving has to go. You know, even if it's a cell in a petri dish, it's like the weaker cells, they have to die off. So all of this breaking down that we might be experiencing will continue to happen. And then there's this incredible energy and opportunity for newness, this amazing lightness, the ability to manifest is becoming, you know, on steroids. It already has been, but it's ramping up even more. So regardless of what the planets are doing, regardless of, you know, if it's the year of the dragon or the whatever it might be, regardless of the incredible photonic light and rays that we have literally and physically hitting the planet, it's our choice how we're going to experience 2024. There's so many things going on, but one thing that I can say is that if we focus on the chaos and destruction, that will be our reality. It will be a hard year. It'll be a painful year. If you focus on what is being created, what you can create, if you keep focus on the knowing that everything is getting shaken up so that we can push through into something exquisite and remarkable, because that is happening, then that process will be easier, but it will also accelerate. And you will feel that in your own personal life more. More than ever now, I feel like it's also really important to have practices that still the mind. Not to fight the mind, because you know, the mind's prayer was always to be integrated with the heart, but to retrain the mind, because the mind has been allowed to go bananas for eons, right? It hasn't had any discipline at all, largely. And I know from talking to people, and even myself, like some of the physical symptoms that we feel, things like accelerated heart rate, some people have trouble sleeping, there might be a sense of anxiety. I went through a big period over Christmas and New Year where I felt completely disconnected, like totally disconnected from everything. And we've spent a lot of time digging and looking at our shadows and healing our past and healing our ancestral lines and working out where the core of a lot of these things lie. And it's kind of time to put that down a little bit now, because we can get really stuck in a loop on it. So rather than always looking for what is wrong with you, I would suggest shifting your focus to what is right and celebrating how far you've come, celebrating who you are, celebrating how well you are doing, celebrating how beautiful and epic this life is, celebrating that you decided to incarnate in this lifetime at this particular time in history with all of these other souls that all put their hand up for the same thing. Isn't that cool? You decided, right? So you're here because you chose to be here, because you wanted to be a part of this phenomenal time in history that has been prophesized for so many years. So doing things to, you know, keep yourself in as calm a state as possible is obviously, you know, through your meditation practices. I'd say more than ever now, it's really important to have some kind of practice, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes a day. And it can just be simply sitting and observing emptiness, keeping your attention on your breath, or perhaps on the words I am. And just watching, you might get a shock at how crazy the mind actually is. But to let you know that, if you're feeling really reactive to things, you're finding yourself reacting very quickly, or the heart rate's rising, or, you don't seem to be able to deal with things as easily as maybe you might once have, or if you're noticing that is getting kind of amped up, just know that it's because you're not only dealing with that thing that happened in that moment, you're also dealing with all of the collective energies of anxiety, because there is so much anxiety on this planet at the moment. There's so much fear in our global community. If you're sensitive, and we all are, you're going to be feeling that, right? So you feel that through your body. So you think it's because XYZ happened, but it's actually not. You're processing that energy through your body. So you need to be mindful and aware of that. Hang on a second. Yes, I'm having this reaction, but it's not just about me. It's not just mine. It's not mine. Because our focus also really will continue and needs to continue to shift from this over-processing personally to what we can do, what we are being, rather than doing, to uplift the planet globally. Knowing and trusting that there are always supportive energies and guardians that are working with you and on behalf of you to harmonize these energies as they come through, even in the challenging times. But you have to remember to ask. With my students, Maestro Puma and I, with our Humping News to students, I was talking yesterday on our call with them about this, that these guardians are there for you. Like, they love you more than anything. Your guardians, your allies, spirit grandmothers, grandfathers, animal allies, elements, mountains, they're all here, and Pachamama, they're all here and all to support you, but you've got to remember to ask them, right? And let them help. So, be gentle with yourselves. Enjoy the acceleration, because there will be a lot of creative energy that comes along with it. I feel like it's a turning point year. For me, it's the beginning also of a new 7-year cycle, so that's always extremely powerful for me personally. But what you do now in this beginning of the year, January, February, setting yourself some solid grounding practices and deciding how you will experience 2024 will set you in really good stead for the months to come. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the quickening, enjoy the manifestations, celebrate yourself. When stuff gets gnarly, just kind of have a laugh. Oh my God, here it goes again. Woo, all right, hold on for the ride. Here we go, because it will pass. And you're going to pop through into something even bigger, even better. And eventually that pop through will be permanent. And you won't have to do the roller coastering and the looping up and down anymore. That's getting less and less and less. I'm sure that a lot of you can feel that. You go through the intensity, but trust me, it's like learning to surf, right? You become a much better surfer, and then you enjoy the waves. So my wish for you is that you will hang 10 on those spiritual waves, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.